Hello, I'm Brendan Higgins, and my topic today is why the XFL was succeeding. So, the XFL was taken off around the United States because of the fun and new look at football. My topic for the speech is about why the XFL was working and how the teams were planning for the season ahead and the seasons following. According to CBSSports.com, through the first 4 weeks, XFL home teams were averaging about 18,600 fans, which is amazing to think about since the season was only 4 weeks long. So in this speech, I'll be talking about why the XFL was succeeding based on TV ratings, fan attendance, and about the team's planning for the season. Another point I want to go into on this is the city of St. Louis and how almost every sports fan was coming together and accepting the St. Louis Battlehawks. So the first problem in this speech is that due to the coronavirus, all sports had to stop, and this included the XFL. The problem is that the fans that were attending the games are now not able to experience the games that they paid for in advance and even get tickets later on. The thing is that the XFL was doing much better in attendance than the previous Spring Football League, which was known as the American Alliance Football, which folded due to financial reasons and lack of interest. But according to FoxSportsBusiness.com, the XFL posted overall attendance of 81,942 for its 4-game weekend slate in week 3, with an average of just over 200,000 fans per game. Attendance had increased each week since the XFL's debut on February 6th. It was up considerably compared to week 1, which drew a total of 69,818 fans. With this statement about the XFL posting almost 82,000 fans through 4 weeks, which was 19,448 more fans attending the games than the American Football Alliance. The reason why this is my first problem is because this has left a big financial hole in the team owners and stadium operations throughout the league because of the financial stops that have happened due to the coronavirus. So the second problem is that the television stations that were airing the games are now not getting the usual ratings that would happen, and this would not just be for the XFL, but for all networks, all sports and networks that air live events. The American Alliance Football League had around 2.9 million views during the first week that was played for the league. Now for the XFL, there was roughly 4.1 million views during the first televised game. And in St. Louis, there was the biggest ratings boost for the XFL ever. According to the Spun.com, Sunday's St. Louis versus Dallas game on ESPN averaged 2.495 million views. But in the city of St. Louis, Missouri, the game got a 7.4 rating, which helps the XFL in ratings because based on the one game for the league, it had almost more views than its counterpart during their first opening week. Just from one game, they have more views. This statement also looks well for the TV stations because they would then understand what time and days to put their games and what teams to be airing at certain times based off the cities and the ones that accept it. So my solution for the XFL would be that if they since they are canceled due to the coronavirus, they provided that with only playing 4 weeks of games, they had outdone their counterpart, American Alliance Football. The St. Louis Battlehawks were making a lot of money through the merchandise sales. And according to Ben Fredrickson for the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, in an interview with the Battlehawks president, Kurt Hunsinger's, he said, Hunsinger's numbers suggest that Battlehawks were on pace to crush their projected revenue goal by more than $4 million before the season stopped after just 5 weeks. With this information, it looked like the XFL was succeeding in St. Louis, which was not a surprise based on the enormous sports history within St. Louis. But with the pandemic, the XFL is missing out on tons of millions of dollars in revenue costs, with the idea that they were planning on making that much money, it shows that they could be financially stable for the following year, which would look well if the league decides to come back, since right now they are not. So my closing remark is that the idea of the XFL was laughed at the beginning of it in November of last year, and after the first week, everybody was praising it for their new style of football, and it became enormously popular to watch on Saturdays and Sundays, and had new ideas of how to play the game besides the ways that the NFL was showing. So the XFL outdid the American Alliance Football League by large margins in fan attendance, TV ratings, and even merchandise. The only problem was that they had to be shut down due to coronavirus. This overall disbanded the league for a foreseeable future. But for my family, so obviously we're big Battlehawks fans. We were ticket season holders, and I know that the city of St. Louis would enjoy it immensely, and many people throughout the United States would enjoy it immensely if they somehow decided to have the league come back.